Okay, so Fallout 4, we're working on the add-on. We're on the second part of the new threat. We're over at the General Atomics factory. I believe this is what this place is called. Anyway, after the battle where we meet Ada and she sends us off to this place to basically the main robot's got like a radar little device that we need to install on Ada later, but that is why we are here, and it's a good time to be had. There's multiple dozens of robots. I can see Ada being a decent companion. Her weaponry could definitely use some upgrading. I do not really mess with it. And with the add-on, the ability to get a robot station, you could build in any one of your settlements. And then pretty much all the dead robots have got mods that what I do is I just put them into the workbench, but
Nice.
I was mentioning that I don't really care for companions, and the time I have with them, I look for the fastest way to get them to the idolized position so I can get their perk and then pretty much send them packing. At the top of the list is Paladin Dance and I think of his name, X688, the Courser from the Institute. They both have pretty good perks, and once I get done with them, I basically send them packing. Now, unfortunately, with Paladin Dance, you have to progress through the story missions, the main storyline to get there, and it takes it right up to the end to where you have to pick a faction. That kind of sucks, but kind of is what it is. There ain't much you can do about it. Paladin Dance's perk is one of the top ones. 20% damage to super mutant synths and feral ghouls. So pretty much his three main people or entities that he hates, and 20% more damage to them is that's a good thing. So nevertheless, I like getting his perk. The Lone Warrior or the Lone Wanderer perks. That is just good stuff. I mean, there's 4 points there that you have to put. An additional 100 pounds of carrying weight, and then 25% more damage, and then 25 more AP points. I mean, it's just good stuff. And I had to drop it for a little bit because I just made out to Nuka World, and I had the guy out there called Porter Gage, and so his perk was pretty sweet as well. So I had to, do what I had to do to get him to like me, so I could get his perk, and then I kind of sent him packing as well. After traversing a while by yourself, it's just better. I don't need companions busting my chops about drinking or taking chems or anything to that effect. Don't do a whole lot of drinking. Basically, out there in Far Harbor, the Longfellow dude likes it when you drink, so I did a lot of drinking when I had him as a companion. But the upside to that is he became 100% real quick drinking. So anyway, once I got his perk, and his perk is really not that beneficial to you anyway, so something about less damage from water-based creatures or something to that effect. I don't know. Nevertheless, but I do utilize chems. Anything that helps in combat, and the chems help a lot. So therefore, I take a lot of chems, mostly jet fuel, the orange Mentats, and overdrive. Those are my three chems of choice, and they're very beneficial when it comes to combat, so therefore that's why I use them. And the last thing I need is companions busting my chops about it. So plus after a while you just like, man, traveling alone is the best way to go. But that's just one gamer's way of tackling the game. And with the lone wanderer perks, I also wonder even if the other perks are even worth really worth it. I mean, there's no question that all of them have got a little bit of help. I mean, like all the magazines, they all help a little bit. Okay, so this is the main bad dude. That's the little drive piece or radar looking thing that we were driving for. We're going to go ahead and get outside and talk to Ada about it. Okay, so this add-on was not very expensive. I want to say it was in the $10 range, and it's not nearly as big as the other two, but I'd say a half or so dozen missions, maybe not even that, like 3 or 4, but it'll take you all over, plus introduce you to the robot workstation. But I was mentioning that as you traverse the Commonwealth, you will commonly come across the Rust Devil and 3 to 4, maybe half a dozen robots, and it's all good to me. Because whether they're Mirelurks, Deathclaws, whatever, I don't care, man. I'm just into the killing. Let's get it done, man. When I first got the game and first time through it,
sweet.
Before I actually like went to one of the campfires and kind of read through all the foods and stuff, I would do my best to avoid Deathclaws. And then when I started reading about Deathclaw steaks, I was like, ooh, man, a point of agility. That can only be a good thing. So with the old Justice shotgun, I became a Deathclaw hunter. I was like, where are they at? I got to get me some meat here. And then when I found out one of the survival guys would give you double the meat from any killing of any animals, I was like, all right, I need to go get that magazine. And ever since then, it was all about taking it to the Deathclaws. At some point, I was reading that there was an area where a behemoth was fighting a pack of Deathclaws. I was like, now that's something I want to see. And it took me a little bit to find it, and it's really not the case. Over on, if you pull up the map, over on the left side, which would be the west side of the map, down in the center, like just to north of the glowing sea.
Time. Let's do this.
Good. The installation should be simple. Once I'm in the robot workbench, just
There's
install
an
the
area
radar
where you
beacon
come
and I'll do
across
the rest.
multiple Deathclaws, and there will be a behemoth out there. By the time you get there, though, you'll never see him like fighting that. You might come across a dead Deathclaw that he might have killed, or there's a few running around there. But nevertheless, when I need Deathclaw meat, I just go over there, and like I said, there's a half a dozen or so, maybe 8 Deathclaws and the behemoth. Now, the behemoths are always carrying 2 pieces of Deathclaw meat to begin with, so I always get anywhere from 10 to 14 pieces of meat. Okay, so this is up in Sanctuary. Sanctuary is my main hub, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on Ada, but eventually I'm going to move this station down to the Red Rocket because later on when we get Jezebel, I can't really do nothing with her. You create her, and she tells you how to get into the Mechanist facility, but she just wanders wherever you put her. And I didn't want her wandering around Sanctuary's Hill, so I put her down at the Red Rocket, or I moved this whole station down there because, again, I didn't want this up here. Matter of fact, this slab is where I put a Brahmin tub, so
Hey.
they would just
I'd be
hang out
happy
up
to help
here.
if I can.
Ada.
A moment. The modification was successful. New hardware has been detected and software is updating. And installation complete. Analyzing Mechanist hardware. The radar beacon is receiving a strong encrypted signal, but I can't determine the source.
Do you think the Mechanist knows we're tampering with the beacon?
I've already added failsafes to ensure my location is secure and prevent any unintended commands the signal may issue. Unfortunately, one of that will help us determine the signal's source.
It's a good start, at least.
Absolutely. With some additional assistance, I should be able to decrypt the signal and locate the Mechanist. Fortunately, I'm detecting another robo-brain in the Commonwealth that's receiving the same signal.
Which means the one I destroyed isn't the only robo-brain under Mechanist control.
Yes, and we can use this to our advantage. The encryption on the source signal is complex, but not beyond solving. If you can bring me 2 additional beacons, they should provide the keys and algorithms that I need to enhance my decryption routines.
Are you sure this'll work?
I've calculated a 96.9% chance of success. Given your capabilities, I believe the odds to be in our favor.
Alright, let's do it.
Good. Let's get started. I'm uploading the location of the RoboBrain to your Pip-Boy now. Just be careful. These robots tend to travel in groups, so you're likely to encounter heavy resistance.
Alright, so that's going to take care of the new threat. We set Ada up with her little radar thing, and she's going to scope out a few robots we're going to need to take out.